Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sin. Be sure to follow us over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join a discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. If you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Shadow Weaver would punish Catra in front of Adora and would dress her down constantly. Dress her down? Why not just say Shadow Weaver would punish Catra in front of Adora and talk down to her? Dress her? I don't know. Is that a thing? Do people say that? I've never said that. And while Adora would defend her friend, which she did every single effing time, it wasn't enough to make her feel defect. To have her make her defect. Oh, okay. Which is stupid. Adora has been by Catra's side every second of her life. I don't know if they've ever spent more than 5 minutes away from each other while they were growing up in the Horde. So she's more than just, she's like, I know they say it in the books, people get all pissed off, like they were sisters, but they're basically like Gamora and Nebula. But what the hell? And then you get the time to run away with it. Catra saw it more. She saw her as like a partner, a physical partner. She offered you her hand for you two to be together, but it wasn't enough. Ridiculous. It's stupid. There's got to be something more there. They never really explore it. Oh, she's just crazy. Part of the underlining damage for Catra is that her best friend, was complicit in her abuse and only rose up to defend strangers. That's a lie. You just said that Adora would defend her friend. Very next sentence, complicit in her abuse? What did you want her to do? Fight Shadow Weaver? She would have got her ass kicked. Know how they handled this in Guardians of the Galaxy when there was that sister moment where, again, so powerful. I love it. This was in Volume 2. When they were fighting, they're trying to kill each other, but then they kind of like get to a stalemate. Nebula is like, you always had to win, Gamora. And Gamora's like, yeah, I won because I didn't want to get the punishment. I didn't want to, of course, what was I going to do? And, Nebula's like, I just wanted a sister. And it's like, oh, my heart. There was no conversation. I wish there was a conversation like that with Adora. I wanted, all the times that you won, I got punished. But it wasn't like that. See, in Guardians of the Galaxy, in the MCU, Nebula, every time she lost, Thanos would be like, okay, you lost because your legs aren't strong enough. Let me tear your legs off and give you robot legs that are stronger than your regular ones. Oh, you lost again because your vision isn't good. Let me tear one of your eyeballs out and give you a robot eye. See, none of that happened to Catra. Did she get flogged and beaten? We don't know. All we saw is that Shadow Weaver is meaner to her. She says mean things to her. We didn't ever see any physical punishments. We can only just assume. So Adora wasn't complicit in the abuse. You are an idiot. Again, citation needed. Find me timestamps in episodes where you can say, oh, she's complicit in the abuse. Only rose up to defend strangers, which isn't true. She defends everyone she thinks is good. For Catra, this is just another reminder of how she wasn't good enough. Well, the funny thing is, Catra, you never applied yourself well enough. Even when they were talking about like, oh, aren't you happy that I'm Force Captain? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, well, didn't you want to be Force Captain? Oh, no, I don't want all that responsibility. It's so stupid. But secretly she did. But why didn't you try harder? Why didn't you show up for meetings earlier? Why didn't you lead your team? Why? If you wanted it, you got to put the work in. You cannot reap the benefits without doing the damn work. So I don't know, Catra, you're an idiot. As Margaret Evans explains in her excellent piece, Catra and Adora's toxic relationship, which is true. Catra's toxic as F, like ridiculously toxic. Catra has a chance to stay in the Crimson Waste, but finding out that Shadow Weaver left to go help Adora, causing Catra to be tortured, breaks her once more. These sentences are awful. She trusted Shadow Weaver. That's when she let her out and then she got away, which was really funny and really effed up at the same time. Tried to save her life, and she was betrayed in favor of the same person as always. But you got to realize, I think Shadow Weaver knew what was going down. She's the hero. If it wasn't for Shadow Weaver, the world would have ended and everyone would have died. So Shadow Weaver is the secret hero of the series. Rather than live out a life as a desert rogue, don't you mean what was that? Her roguish charms. She focuses on revenge, which, if you're gonna go for revenge, dig two graves, one for your target and one for yourself. It's hard to watch because we know how deeply Catra has been hurt. In a fantasy world that is perfect, Catra and Adora are still together, and Shadow Weaver is proud of them both. That is Catra's idea of perfection, and the fact that Adora can't keep that illusion alive breaks them apart. Here's the thing. Like I said, did Catra have control of this? It doesn't make sense that she did. It's just really weird of how she came about that. Catra is responsible for her actions, of course, but good writing allows us to understand why. Again, where's the good writing? You bring up other shows that have the good writing, but doesn't really exist in She-Ra. So the question is, can she come back from this? Or more importantly, does she need to come back from this? That's a good question, but again, everything you brought up to this doesn't really add up to anything. Redemption means the action of saving or being saved from sin, error, or evil. For many evil characters, especially ones with heartbreaking origins, there is a desire to see them be, quote, saved by some means, whether it be through love, friendship, or therapy. Therapy? Name me all the greatest characters in fictions with great redemption arcs that were redeemed through therapy. Okay. The problem is not only every action can or should be forgiven, and sometimes in trying to allow a character their redemption, we conveniently revise history and tone down the actual things they have done. I agree with that sentence a little bit, except for the whole therapy thing. But me personally, my own personal belief is every person can turn their life around. And now see, someone like Hordak, for example, I don't want him to be redeemed because he needs to be the bad guy, but whatever. But he, in my personal belief, can receive redemption. Does that mean everyone in the world's gonna love him and think he's great? His redemption might come with his death. Like if he fought against the Horde Prime and saves everyone on Etheria and stops the advancement of all the evil and everything, he is in fact redeemed because he did the right thing in the end. And usually in those kind of situations, it's like a sacrifice and you end up dying. But even if he lived, everyone on Etheria will still hate him because of all the things he did. And that doesn't mean you're forgiven from everyone, but you know that you did the right thing in the end. So I believe anyone can get redemption. But for when it comes to storytelling and having a great character, is it necessary? It's not, but I'm a sucker for redemption. One example is they bring up some stuff I've never seen. So I don't know if you agree or disagree with this. I can't speak on it because I don't know these characters. One example, this is I think think about a lot is Regina Mill in Once Upon a Time. I don't even know what that is. Is that a live action thing? I have no idea. I'm an evil regal to the core, and one of the frustrating things about the show is that when it's decided that it was going to actually stick the landing on Regina Mills is good now storyline, they would ignore that Regina was a rapist and a mass murderer. Oh Jesus, I'm glad I didn't watch this. Whenever someone from her past wanted revenge, the victim was expected to act nobly, and everyone rushed to defend Regina, saying that she has changed. As a fan of the character, I wanted my sweet angel to be protected. God, stop talking like that. It's just, they're not yours. These characters are not yours. They don't belong to you, you freaking weirdo. And even if they did, don't talk to people like that. It's so, I don't know, it's condescending. But from a story perspective, it was exhausting to constantly see these very things that made Regina a morally complex character get hand-waved. Basically saying, oh, all those bad things she did, they made her good, so everyone forget about it. I don't know. I can't really speak to this because everything I learned about Regina Mills was in this paragraph. Callisto from Xena was another example. I was more of a Hercules guy. Xena was okay, but I couldn't tell you any real storylines because I haven't seen it in, 15, 20 years. She was a victim of Xena's army back when the protagonist was a warlord, which was the retcon because some Time Lordish, we won't get into that. Again, I can't speak to that because I don't know. Her family was murdered and she became a violent, angry person who wanted to make the world feel the pain as much as she did. That's a classic storyline of, I was hurt, so I'm going to hurt everyone else. Okay, I can live with that. One of my favorite quotes is from the episode Sacrifice, where within, stop talking like that, she tells Xena that she wants to die because there is nothing left for her in this world. I just want my creator to know why I have to enter oblivion, that there's nothing left for me. All my love and my joy had died that night in Syria, and you killed and when you killed my family. There was hatred and there was resentment, and then there was and that was absolutely delicious, wonderful. But now there's nothing left. Nothing. Do you understand me? In Callisto's case, redemption comes with Xena having to purge her soul of all the hatred that she had when she was alive. Because that this was the only thing that could save her, it was very Deus Ex Machina. And again, I don't like that. I never liked that phrase, but whatever. It never gives Callisto a chance to atone for anything. She just magically made good because of the point that there was no way forward for her to be good without the literal divine intervention. It's not a bad ending, but you just said it was. It was unsatisfactory for the character with so much meat on her. Was she calling her fat? Why don't you say it has a lot of character depth? What meat on her? Okay. This is where if there's a cartoon, oh man, my top three, Gargoyles is there. Gargoyles is so good. Before I went to freaking ABC and became the Goliath Chronicles, are trash and had been disowned by the actual creators and writers saying, yeah, that's fan fiction. The original Gargoyles is so freaking good. Keith, his voice, oh, it's so good as Goliath. Anyways, talking about Demona. Again, this does not fit with Catra or anything done to She-Ra, that it's only had one season cut into 3 parts. Demona's had long story arcs. Demona from Gargoyle actually reminds me most of Catra. No, she doesn't. Demona is her own worst enemy, true, because she is a fantastical racism. She has she hates humans, like ridiculously amount that she hates humans because they betrayed her clan and everything. I get that. All the racism she faced, it's more speciesism. It led her to making decisions that left people she loved dead, which is true. While humans have shown their ass to her plenty, why I say the humans have betrayed Demona's trust in the past, shown them their ass. Why do you talk like this? She had plenty of choices to make changes, but didn't. Writer and producer Greg Westman has hinted that eventually she would indeed have an empathy, learn that she was responsible for her own misery and suffering, true, and undergo some sort of change of heart, or go crazy. I honestly feel like Demona's beauty as a character, stop using that analogy. What I love about Demona's character, the beauty of it, I honestly feel like Demona's beauty as a character is that she has lived long enough to have been given plenty of chances for growth and just doesn't want to because she has been manipulated in her own mind enough to believe that she is right. Also, humans do suck, so she ain't totally wrong. You suck. You suck as a human being. Okay, let's talk about Demona for a little bit. She was betrayed by the humans. She went, oh man, she got her souls connected with Macbeth. That's why she had that super long lifeline. There's these constant, they couldn't kill each other because then they both would die. She's doubled with magic. She loved Goliath. They had like a family, but in gargoyle ways, you don't necessarily have like husbands and wives. They just have like their rookeries. So she has all these conflicting things. She was human. She would turn into human during the sunlight. And there's a lot going on with Demona. Nothing like that with Catra. Not even close. So a horrible trying to compare these two characters. They're both female and they're both like not human characters. That's the only way you can say these two characters have anything in common. Oh, and they talk about Azula again. Azula is what I'm most afraid of for Catra. What? Is Azula gonna come and get her? This person doesn't know how to write. I have talked before about how I don't really care for Azula's downfall when I rewatch Avatar. It does happen fast. Because I think it happens so quickly. I agree with the writer here. There should have been a couple more episodes for her to, quote unquote, go crazy, but it was still good compared to She-Ra. It's a damn masterpiece. Because Catra and Azula share the same core. No, sweet honey child. No, they don't. Core to need to be perfect for a parental figure. Azula didn't. Azula knew she was great. She didn't. I don't think she really even cared. I mean, when the whole thing, when Ozai went and became Phoenix Lord or whatever, and then made her the Fire Lord because it was like a lesser. But she wasn't doing it to like appease him. That would be Zuko was the one that had that whole, I want my honor back, my father to give it to me. But you need to realize honor isn't bestowed upon you by someone else. You earn it yourself. So none of that makes any damn sense. Whatever. That's not even right. Oh my God, where the hell am I? Because I just think it happened so quickly. But because Catra and Azula share the same core, they need to be perfect for a parental figure. I can see the similarities. No, you can't because you're a liar. Also, they share the same wardrobe. They both wear reddish brown, dark brown, red colors. No, they don't. The reason I don't want Azula for Catra is that it takes a lot of responsibility off of Shadow Weaver. Are you... Okay, oh my goodness, where to start with this one? Okay, so you don't want Catra to go... Catra already went crazy. Catra went crazier than Azula. Azula wanted to kill her brother and kill everyone around her, but she didn't want to blow up the effing planet. So Catra already... If Azula slipped off the cliff and fell down the mouth of madness, Catra ran, sprinted, and leaped off into the mouth of madness. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about. This lady, a lot like Noelle Stevenson, hates her mom. Shadow Weaver is an abusive monster who is currently sitting pretty with the Team Good because of her magical abilities. Wrong. She's sitting pretty with the Team of Good because she saved the effing planet. If it wasn't for Shadow Weaver, they would not, everyone would be dead. Did she do it for her own, what Shadow Weaver always has like 5 plans going on all at once. So I'm assuming she had some backhanded reason to do what she did, but she did save the planet. You cannot take that from her. She still freaking did it. So it wasn't just because she had magical abilities. She literally did everything. If Shadow Weaver isn't held accountable, I'm calling shenanigans. I'm calling shenanigans on this article, okay? Because her behavior molded Catra into the person she is. Okay, I don't want to cuss. BS, 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 BS. I don't care what happens to you in your life. You choose the path that you walk. You can be beaten and dragged and thrown into a path and forced down there, but you have to walk it. No one made Catra do the things she did but her. Even in the last episode, Adora goes, no, you made that choice. No one made you do these things, Catra. So to put all the blame on Shadow Weaver, even though she was horrible to her, yes, she's a terrible person and should be held accountable for her crimes, Catra did what Catra wanted to do. Do not put that on Shadow Weaver. That is bullcrap. But because of her usefulness, it gets a pass. And she saved the world, so go F yourself. It doesn't work that way. Yes, it does. And if they begin a storyline where Shadow Weaver can return to the good and Catra, then Catra can come as well. Otherwise, it just rings false. Here's the thing. Okay, did you not just say that she didn't need redemption, but if this character gets it, this other character has to get it too? This article is an effing mess. Oh my goodness. I love Catra, and I think she's fantastically written antagonist. My lie detector in my brain just effing exploded. No. I want her to be okay because she's my baby. Here's the thing. Check out we did a video about what we wanted to see in season 3. And in that video, I dedicated a whole part just to Catra because she was the most interesting character so far. I said I wanted Catra to be happy. She needed to learn to love herself and that she has to be responsible for her own actions. Not because she's my baby, it's because I think everyone deserves a shot at happiness. Did Catra crumple it up into a ball and kick it over the moon? She might have done that with her chance at happiness. But it's not because she's my baby. My baby. But redemption has to have a message behind it, true. It has to get to the core of the villainy itself. Otherwise, it's just fan service. That's one thing this show doesn't have is fan service. Unless they tackle the abuse head on. But what abuse? They never showed it. I hate this whole concept where you think there was like all this you made it all up in your head. They didn't show any of it. So was it as bad? We don't even know. Unless they tackle the abuse head on and have her take accountability, it won't allow the character to be awesome as I think she could be. Well, that's true. None of these characters are as awesome as they could be. And if she can't be a solid anti-hero, which after season 3, it's going to take a lot, then she can let her be a fantastic villain. No, she's a selfish villain with no plan. So no, this article is pretty short, but I don't even know how long I've been going. Oh yeah, this is definitely a 2-parter, maybe a 3-parter. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think about this article. And let's talk about real villains and talk about real redemption with characters. Is it necessary? I say no. It is not necessary for every villain to get redeemed. But I like that kind of stuff. I like someone taking responsibility for what they did. But at the same time, someone who's evil, it's cool when they're evil. Hordak should be that evil character, but looks like they're redeeming him because he loves a 30-year-old. Let's put that in quotes. A 30-year-old Entrapta. But anyways, guys, keep the comments coming. I read every single one of them. People get mad at me for hearting and liking every comment. That's just my way to let you know that I read your comment. And I try to respond to a lot of the questions, but, that's the way I do things. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit me up on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the Discord server. Lots of cool stuff, conversation going on there. And be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Crimson Saint here. Thanks for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single upload. If you have any tips or story ideas, hit us up on Twitter at C15 Podcast, or better yet, join our Discord server. Link in the description below.